Hey everyone, you're watching WisdomShots. Till 1954, it was believed that nobody can run a mile in less than 4 minutes. Even the best of the best athletes could not break that record. So experts said our bodies are not designed to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. But one man decided to break that record, Roger Bannister. He was a medical student from Oxford. He believed he could run a mile in less than 4 minutes. So like others, he practiced really hard physically and also mentally. He visualized breaking that record on his mind. So on the 6th of May 1954, he did the impossible.
Up to the finishing line. Time 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds, shattering the 4-minute mile, the Everest of athletic achievement.
He successfully ran a mile in 3 minutes, 59 seconds. And it was a big news at the time. He made history, world record. The interesting thing is, after he broke the record, within 46 days, hardly 1.5 months, one man in Australia, John Lanting, he ran a mile in less than 4 minutes. Within 3 years, 16 more people ran a mile in less than 4 minutes. And as on date, thousands of runners have conquered a barrier that had once been considered hopelessly out of reach. From 1865, hundreds of athletes tried to break the record, but nobody could. Till Roger Bannister proved to the world that it's possible. When that limit was broken, others saw that they could do something they had previously thought impossible. So it was not a physical barrier. It was a psychological barrier, a mental block. See, as human beings, we have tremendous potential. But what stops us from getting the results we want is our limiting belief system, limited thinking. So it's like this. When my dad was doing 10th standard, years back, if you pass 10th standard, you're doing a good job. That's it. When I was in 10th, if you get distinction, which is 80% and above, you're doing a good job. But today when the results are out, you ask your family members, neighbors who are in 10th, you will not hear anything less than 90%. The first rank holder will be 99.9%. The standards have gone up because our belief system changed about what is possible. It took 23 years for Infosys to become a billion-dollar company. But it took just 23 months after the first billion to become a $2 billion company. There's a shift in belief about what is possible. Look at the number of unicorns in India. 10 years back, we hardly had one in a year. Now, like every month, we have one or two because there's a strong conviction that it is possible. So if you look at our world, most of the things we are using right now, it didn't exist 100 years back, including the phone you're watching me. But someone believed that it's possible and they made it a reality. See, most of us, don't get into this breakthrough thinking because of our past conditioning, past experiences. So it's like this. If you force a grasshopper into a jar and fasten the lid, the grasshopper eventually shortens the jump, after hitting the lid enough times. After a while, even if you take the lid off the jar, the grasshopper will stay there. It will forget that it can jump high. So we are, sometimes we are like grasshoppers. Limiting beliefs keep us in our comfort zone. Limiting beliefs are false beliefs that prevent us from pursuing our goals and desires. So how can we overcome our limiting beliefs? Number one, awareness. Identify your limiting beliefs. You have to do some reflection and see whether it's a fact or a fear. Number two, challenge your own beliefs by taking action. Do things differently. Do things which you're scared of doing. Number three, raise your standard. Think big. Do MoonShot thinking. MoonShot thinking challenges to question what's possible and to take on huge goals. The word MoonShot thinking came from John F. Kennedy's famous speech in 1962. He was inspired by that. So he told the world about his dream to put a person on the moon. He pushed everyone to think big.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
See, this is the power of MoonShot thinking in action. Throughout the course of history, we have seen that when people set their minds to wildly ambitious goals, the seemingly impossible starts to become possible. When we were kids, we believe we can do anything, we can achieve anything, right? But then slowly our big thinking starts disappearing. And before we know, we are playing it safe and setting goals, already we know that which are achievable. The problem with playing it safe is it never results in any breakthrough. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Business leaders are moonshot thinkers. They dare to dream the impossible. So let us think big and hang out with people who are thinking big. As they say, aim for the moon. If you miss, you may hit a star. Thank you so much for watching. I am Sreejith Krishnan. Stay happy, stay healthy.